Hello, everyone. Will Stoner here from the Office of Volunteer Engagement. I want to thank you for tuning in, checking us out, finding out a little bit more about the Teams Intensive. This is the long anticipated follow-up to the two-lesson course, AARP Way, Letting Go and Inviting Volunteers into Leadership. You've been invited, special invitation, to continue your learning journey or your journey with us for Teams Intensive. For a little bit more information, depth on what we're looking for, I'm going to hand it off to Tara, and we're going to have a deeper discussion about what's expected and what's wanted. Thanks. Looking forward to it. Tara.
Hey, y'all. Thank you, Will. Hey, y'all. Tara Shaver, Office of Volunteer Engagement. I'm an advisor to the South and Central regions, and you may have received an email from me yesterday or from the OVE Training and Development team that outlined a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about today, but we just wanted to follow up with some clarifying information, some of the frequently asked questions we've had, and also just provide a way for you to consume this information without having to read another email, especially at the end of this year. So this invitation went out to people who completed the AARP Way virtual experience, which was better known as Letting Go and Inviting Volunteers into Leadership. So this is an invitation only experience. And we are just asking you to respond through the link in the email, which I'll also provide in the comment section for this in audio and video, and let us know by January 15th if you are interested in this experience. Now, it is important to remember that it's mandatory that you participate with a staff partner or a volunteer partner. So if you're a volunteer, you need a staff partner or perhaps another volunteer partner to participate, depending on how you have worked in your community so far. And if you're a staff member, we're asking you to share this invitation with a volunteer partner or a potential volunteer partner, maybe even two, because we love co-leadership. So if you have someone in mind, this can be a great way to invite them to engage with you on a deeper level and participate in building a team in your community or building a stronger team in your community. So that link for expressing your interest is an assessment that we'll need to see what the status of your community team is at this point. And it's all easy stuff that you should be able to answer just without much thought. And we are asking that the volunteers and the staff both complete that assessment so that we get a full picture of the work in your community and of the team dynamics in your community. So this info session is just to go through all of that information. And again, we're going to be sharing this in print. If you haven't seen the email yet, we'll be sending you out another reminder so that you can have all of the details. And then we'll be sharing this widely with the folks who've been invited. So if you have any questions about this, especially as it relates to your community team and the work you've done in your community, reach out to one of your OVE advisors. And I'll just call them by name so they can do an introduction in case you're not sure who that is. Susan, you're the first one I see on my screen.
Oh, hi, Tara. Thanks for that great information. I'm Susan Lutz with the Office of Volunteer Engagement, and I work with the large in the West region and California.
Kathy.
Hey, thanks, Tara. I'm Kathy Kynes. I work with the East and Caribbean region and also with the mega states. Thanks.
And our queen of logistics, Stephanie Gavin, who is our favorite because she gets all the good stuff done. Stephanie, will you introduce yourselves, please? Yourselves, all of yourselves. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Gavin, and I do a lot of administrative functions within our department. If you would like a private Zoom lesson, give me a call. I can help you get ready for that.
Thanks, Stephanie. So y'all may be wondering what is this experience like? If you participated or you did participate in the first version of our virtual-based learning, and that was pretty different from the things that we've done before. So this experience is just going to continue along in much of the same way, except for that we're kicking it up a notch. So for those of you who heard about our Community Leadership Academy that we had running for a few years, we took some of the things that worked really well with the Community Leadership Academy in terms of the design of our course, and we built that into this. So this is going to include a little bit more homework and a little bit more pre-work as you are going through the sessions. And we have designed this to be a 6 to 8 month experience. And you may be thinking, oh my goodness, how in the world can I commit to this? Well, as with many of the things that we do, you're taking and applying these learnings back in your community with your community team. So we needed to make sure that we allowed enough time for you to actually take back some of the learnings and test them out with your team so that we can talk about them together during our virtual check-in calls. And we're also going to be relying more heavily this time on our friends in our volunteer facilitation and training team and our partners in the VFIT to help us help you. So you're going to see from the attachment that is in the email that describes the at a glance for those 6 to 8 months, what is expected. There are going to be some Zoom check-ins. There are going to be some self-paced learning, just like there was with letting go and inviting volunteers into leadership. So we'll just be asking that you block off time on your calendar. You'll have options again for each of those virtual check-ins, but that you make time on your calendar to participate. And it's really great if you can do that with your volunteer partner in the room. We know that that's not always possible, but it really does help accelerate the learning and accelerate the application. And we've heard that time and time again, not just from our folks in Community Leadership Academy as they went through the courses, but also from the folks who went through inviting volunteers into leadership and letting go. They said that that was such an important part of helping them apply the practices right away. So we're going to ask for you to, again, take these learnings back to your community, try them out, tell us what happened, what successes you've had, and also where you're still having challenges. And so you'll notice we're going to have a couple of opportunities to check in. One is going to be somewhat of a midpoint where we say, are you ready to keep going? Or do you think we need to go back and revisit some things because something's just not right? And then we're going to have summer camp again. Although in this case, summer camp is going to be where you really get to put some of the practices into play and try some things out in your community before we wrap it all up at the end in the fall. So with that said, I'll just ask my colleagues if there's anything else that you might be thinking of that we haven't covered.
So Tara, what if somebody doesn't, have a partner at this point?
That's an awesome question. So if you don't have a partner at this point, that is one of the things that your OVE advisors can help you with. Myself, Susan, Kathy are here to help you, maybe help identify what kind of person, what kind of personality might be the best to identify, and just ask them to come along with you. Time and time again, we've heard folks say when they made that direct ask, they were surprised that this person they had their eye on said, yeah, okay, I can do that. So we are happy to help you out. We have a couple of bullet points about what makes a great partner, and we're happy to help be your thought partner in thinking through who the right person or persons might be to invite to this experience.
And Tara, just to be clear, it's Kathy. Can I take this course without a volunteer partner?
No, you cannot. So if you don't have a volunteer partner, you need to get one. This is a perfect opportunity to invite someone to come along with you on a journey. And really, with the commitment that you can outline here of being this course, right? We're asking them to go through about a year's commitment is what really works for folks. But going through and committing to this course of 6 to 8 months is what you're asking them to do. And hopefully then that will just continue to enrich. And who knows, they may even identify someone halfway through that they can partner with in your community to help you continue to build out the work in the team.
Great. So this sounds like something that staff might want to consider putting on their development plan. Would you recommend that, Tara?
That is a super awesome idea, especially as we are wrapping up the end of 2019 and heading into 2020. There are going to be things that you can refer back to in your performance objectives. If you set this up as part of your development, you will have some things that you have tested and certainly have some things that you've learned from. And we're hoping some smashing success as well. So it's a really great thing also to use as regular check-ins with your managers. We know it can be hard sometimes to say, what are the highlights of what you're doing because you're doing so much. This gives a really great cadence to being able to talk to your manager about what you've been learning and what you've been testing in your community. We are, again, looking forward to this. We think it's going to be so much fun and so enriching, and it's going to be really great to get to connect with your colleagues across the country who are working in their community with their volunteer teams, either to launch them, relaunch them, or just to help make them grow. And so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You know where to find us, and we are looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.